Imagine being discovered while dancing at a concert, going from a small-town girl with no modeling ambitions to one of the most recognizable faces of the 90s. This is the story of Shalom Harlow, a woman who didn't just walk runways, she transformed them. Today, we're exploring the life of Shalom Harlow, a pioneer in fashion who brought art, technology, and fashion together, while seamlessly transitioning between supermodel and respected actress. And there's far more to her than those legendary cheekbones. Shalom brought ballet-like grace to the catwalk while maintaining her artistic integrity. Called ethereal and intellectual by many, she embraced the term supermodel, but redefined it, proving models could be artists, not just pretty faces. After dominating fashion's golden era, she stepped back from the spotlight, choosing quality over quantity. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Shalom's story represents one of the most fascinating evolutionary journeys in fashion history. The humble beginnings. Born December 5, 1973 in Oshawa, Canada, Shalom was raised in a creative, free-spirited household. The daughter of a social worker and a landscape gardener, she grew up disconnected from the fashion world, instead studying ballet and harboring dreams of becoming a dancer. I started dancing when I was 5. It was the first thing that clicked, the first time I felt like I was doing something that I understood, she once said. Her name, Shalom, means peace in Hebrew, reflecting her parents' hippie sensibilities. They raised her with an appreciation for nature, art, and literature values that would later inform her approach to modeling. By her teenage years, Shalom stood at 5 feet 11 inches with delicate features and an otherworldly presence, yet she simply hadn't considered modeling as a career path. The breakthrough. At age 17, Shalom was discovered while dancing at a The Cure concert in Toronto. When approached about modeling, she was skeptical. I thought it was going to be glamour photography or something kind of suspect. Nevertheless, she signed with a local agency, and things changed quickly. Within months, she was sent to Paris and New York. Arriving in New York in 1991, she entered the fashion world just as the supermodel era was beginning. Her ballet training gave her a distinctive, fluid walk that captivated designers. Anna Sui noted, "There was something so magical about Shalom. She moved differently than anyone else. She wasn't just walking, she was performing." Shalom quickly became a favorite of designers like Marc Jacobs, John Galliano, and Alexander McQueen. As Jean-Paul Gaultier put it, Shalom doesn't just wear the clothes, she interprets them. The rise to supermodel status. By 1993, Shalom was everywhere: Vogue covers, Chanel campaigns, Versace runways. Alongside Kate Moss, Linda Evangelista, and Amber Valletta, she defined the 90s fashion aesthetic, bringing an intellectual approach that elevated modeling beyond mere commercialism. Her career reached new heights between 1994 and 1998, when she co-hosted MTV's House of Style with fellow supermodel Amber Valletta, showcasing her intelligent and down-to-earth personality. The defining moment of Shalom's career came in Alexander McQueen's Spring-Summer 1999 show. In what is now considered one of fashion's most iconic moments, she stood on a rotating platform in a simple white dress as industrial robots sprayed her with black and yellow paint. Fashion historian Valerie Steele described it as the moment when fashion, technology, and art converged on the runway. It needed someone with Shalom's dancer's instincts and artistic sensibility to pull it off. It was terrifying and beautiful and completely revolutionary. The perfectionist reputation Shalom was known for being professional, prepared, and deeply invested in the creative process. Photographer Stephen Meisel said, "Shalom thinks like an artist. She understands composition, light, narrative. She's not passive in the process. She's actively creating alongside us." This thoughtfulness extended to every aspect of her work. She studied the clothes before shows to understand the designer's vision. While other models might gossip backstage, Shalom would be quietly preparing mentally. But this perfectionism came with costs. She has spoken about experiencing anxiety. "I would have panic attacks before big shows. The pressure was immense. Everyone expected perfection, and I expected it most of all from myself." The private life. Despite her fame, Shalom kept her personal life largely out of the tabloids. "I'm actually quite boring by celebrity standards," she once joked. "I like to read, I like nature, I like quiet conversations." When not working, she retreated to property in upstate New York where she could disconnect from the fashion world, practicing yoga and studying literature. Her interest in acting provided another creative outlet. Unlike many models turned actresses seeking blockbuster roles, Shalom chose independent films that challenged her artistically, appearing in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and Cherry. Evolution and transformation. What makes Shalom's story compelling is that, unlike many supermodels who either stayed in the spotlight or disappeared completely, she chose a third path: deliberate evolution. Around 2000, she reduced her modeling workload to focus on acting, studying the craft seriously. "I wanted to challenge myself, to see if I could do something that required more than just my physical appearance," she explained. For nearly a decade, she focused primarily on acting and personal growth. Then, she made a triumphant return to modeling in her late 30s, an age when many models had long since retired. Her comeback was revolutionary in an industry obsessed with youth. In her 40s, she booked campaigns and walked runways for Versace, Prada, and Alexander McQueen, embodying a changing attitude toward age in fashion. "I'm more comfortable in my skin now," she said in a 2018 interview. "When I was younger, I was playing a part. Now I'm just being. And there's tremendous freedom in that." Recent years, 2024 to 2025. At 51, Shalom continues to defy industry norms. She's experiencing what many call her third renaissance, after appearing in Versace's spring 2024 campaign alongside Amber Valletta, becoming the face of fashion's age-inclusive movement. In late 2024, she launched her sustainability collaboration with Stella McCartney. The Shalom x Stella Rebirth collection combines her minimalist aesthetic with cutting-edge sustainable practices. Beyond modeling, Shalom has embraced mentorship. Her masterclass series, The Art of Movement, launched in January 2025, teaches aspiring models about body awareness, runway presence, and navigating the industry with integrity. She's finally entered social media on her own terms, with her Instagram focusing on environmental activism, creative projects, and emerging artists rather than personal details. Shalom has become an advocate for mindful aging, embracing changes in her appearance while maintaining health through yoga, meditation, and plant-based nutrition. Her runway appearance at Paris Fashion Week in early 2025 for Balenciaga created a sensation when she closed the show in a dramatic architectural piece, proving her runway presence remains undiminished with age. Legacy and impact. Shalom Harlow wasn't just a supermodel, she was a pioneer who bridged the gap between fashion and art. Her authentic approach changed how we view models, not as clothes hangers, but as collaborators, artists, and interpreters. Her graceful aging has challenged the fashion industry's problematic relationship with youth. By returning to modeling in her 40s and thriving in her 50s, she's helped pave the way for models of all ages. Most importantly, Shalom showed that one could engage with fashion without being consumed by it. She maintained artistic integrity, protected her private life, and evolved on her own terms. Shalom once said, "Beauty isn't about perfection, it's about authenticity." Her career embodies this philosophy, the willingness to be authentic rather than perfect, to evolve rather than stagnate, and to value artistic integrity over commercial success. Do you think Shalom's approach to modeling, treating it as an art form rather than just a job, changed the industry for the better? And does her continued relevance in her 50s represent a positive shift in fashion's attitude toward aging? Let me know in the comments.